How are we there, guys? And welcome to another episode of the Smashing Crossbar Podcast. I'm your host, Josh, once again joined by Ben. As always, how are we, mate?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. Been staying up rather late and early in the mornings to watch some Euro games. How about yourself?
Yeah, mate, absolutely. I had to put a bit of makeup on and obviously wear these glasses just so I could see the screen. Bit of long hours put in over the last couple of days. Big shout out to obviously Matty Taylor and obviously Matty Aldridge, who have already jumped in the chat. How are you, fellas? Welcome to another episode. Be sure to chat away, give us your thoughts. Obviously, as Benny said, massive start to the Euros. Obviously, a lot of good, a little bit of bad. Obviously, we're not going to delve too much into it throughout, obviously, the show tonight and so forth. But you can't go past, obviously, what happened with Christian Eriksen the other night. It was just crazy. Ridiculous as far as I'm concerned on Optus's behalf of how long they stood there with the cameras and everything else and went on about it, considering that if it's a fight or a streaker or something like that, they just cut the freaking air.
You can blame Optus, but you can also not blame Optus because they're getting the feed from somebody else.
Yeah.
Who I'm assuming is Sky Sport.
Most likely, but at the end of the day, surely you pull your plug at least. But anyway,
yeah.
Regardless, at the end of the day, it's not important. Football is not important at the end of the day, especially in regards to something like that. All we can say is from us, we wish him an absolute speedy recovery. It was scary moments there, obviously, from a football fan. I couldn't imagine, obviously, his ex-teammates, current teammates, family, obviously, absolute chaos. But obviously, after a few hours, the boys got some good news. Obviously, he was up and about. Well, not up and about, but he was awake and alert, which I suppose is the best possible news considering what had happened. So, and at the end of the day, hopefully a full, speedy recovery. And we wish him and obviously his family the best, obviously, for the rest of, obviously, his time in hospital and obviously for the rest of his life/career in general. At the end of the day, who knows about his career? His career's not important at the moment. His health is obviously the main concern, and obviously his kids and family. So, at the end of the day, big, ups to obviously the Danish side, the captain, Kasper Schmeichel, etc., the whole team.
Without him, he wouldn't be breathing right
100%, 100%. And he'll do what any person would do, and he won't take credit for it. He won't claim that he's a hero. He won't claim that friggin', if it wasn't for him and stuff like that, like any bloke would. It's just a teammate and a reaction and what you do for your mate. But honestly, at the end of the day, he was a hero in that moment, and he done everything right. And obviously, as well as getting the team around, obviously, to shield him and stuff like that, so the cameras couldn't get anything on him. And then to come back out 2 hours later and finish the match. Absolutely amazing effort by those guys. So we wish, obviously, the Danish side very good luck, obviously, in the Euros to come. It's going to be tough as all shit to obviously try and get yourselves together and get yourselves up to try and compete in a tournament after witnessing that. So, yeah, we wish them, obviously, the best of luck for the rest of the Euros.
Who got them in the pool?
I think Lockie did.
He's in trouble.
He might be in trouble, but I think he'll take a loss as long as he's all right. What do we got? The Euro Championships are good. Specs, absolutely, Benny. Carl Robinson on Optus Sports. Yeah, he signed a contract there while he was still with us, so I'm not concerned about that. He's just looking for something to hold on to just in case his job at Western Sydney Wanderers isn't as
what he's looking for?
Isn't as safe as
subsidy.
Yeah, isn't as safe as what the owners first told him when they friggin' pinched him from us. So yeah, but yeah, at the end of the day, friggin' we wish Christian obviously the best, good health and everything else, and hopefully he gets on the mend real quick. But other than that,
that's enough on the matter.
We will touch on the Euros a little bit. Obviously, a few decent results in that. We will touch on a bit of transfer stuff like that. Who's obviously leaving the clubs of the A-League and so forth. Obviously, the Jets done a bit of a cull. Melbourne Victory's done a bit of a cull as well. So we'll touch a little bit on that as well. And obviously, anything else you guys would like to chat about. And we might finish with a kit scenario. So obviously, while we're chatting away, feel free, get on your phone, on your computer, on your laptop, whatever you've got handy, and type away 21/22 season kits. And we'd love to hear your top 3 worst kits. So we'll tackle that at the very end of the show. So give you plenty of time to sort out your kits and what you guys think are the worst kits. But yeah, other than that, we may as well touch on it. What do we got here? Matty Taylor, Craig Deans on Optus Sports? No. Football coming home? No.
Yes.
No. Go Scotland at the 2021 Euro Championships? Absolutely.
No.
Yes, that's right. Ben's going for Wales this Euros.
No, I am not.
They put in. They put in
a shift. I know. I sat up and watched it.
They went all right. Not as honestly as good as I was expecting. To be fair, wasn't too bad. It was a bit up and down, but England, well, far out. That was entertaining stuff. But at the end of the day, as we said, we'll get into England. We'll touch on that last, obviously, because that's pretty fresh in the memory bank. Go back to the start. Obviously, some good results, some interesting results as well. Some of the teams, obviously, putting in. Italy start kicking off the show there. Freaking comfortable victory over Turkey. A lot of people obviously thought Turkey would go all right, bit of a dark horse. Might have that chance of getting out of the group behind Italy. On that performance, they're going to have to do a lot of soul searching between now and then because because I with that performance, I don't think they're going to
Italy tore them apart.
I don't think they're going to have an easy run, regardless. I wanted Turkey to beat Italy. Timmy Woods. All the way from the States, my friend. How are you, buddy? How's the US going in friggin' the Euros and Copa America? Oh, hang on, wait. I don't think they're in there, are they? What tournaments do you play in, Timmy?
Somebody asked me the same thing the other day. On one of my streams. Oh, does Australia have like a Euros? Yes.
Yeah, it's called the Asian Chip.
It's called the Asian Cup.
That's it.
You know that new manager that you signed for Celtic that you thought hadn't done anything with his career? Yeah, he won it.
Classic. But yeah, so now we have the Gold Cup. Yeah, it's also that.
Oh, that's right. They do. They got the Gold Cup.
Yeah, they got the Gold Cup. That's just between Mexico and the US, isn't it?
Hey, it was no different when we were in the Oceania League.
Yeah, no, probably. Yeah, well, yeah, that's fairly true.
It was basically us and New Zealand.
True.
And they weren't ever really a match for us.
Very true. But yeah, as we were saying, obviously Italy come out strong as we figured they would. Absolute banging opening rendition of the Italian national anthem to kick off the Euros. Did anyone see that?
Yeah, Andrea Bocelli.
Mate, goosebumps. I don't even know the words to the Italian freaking national anthem, but I was sitting there going, "Oh, mate, this bloke's just eating people's, he got people eating out of the palm of his hand. He was all over it." We have the FA Cup, yeah. So obviously,
the FA Cup.
Yeah, the FA Cup now. So Italy obviously doing the job, which we gathered they would. Wales, Switzerland in the same group. Switzerland put in a lot better shift than I thought. They've got some talent. There's no question about it. But I really didn't think they'd stick it to Wales as much as they did.
Yeah.
They hung in there. They friggin' done really well. Shaqiri had a great game. For a bloke who friggin' doesn't get the credit that he does, and people reckon just stands around and does nothing. A lot like a Steven Newkarkovic, to be fair. Just. He's nowhere. He's doing nothing. He's hardly touched the ball. I'm like, yeah, but freaking shit, eh? When he does touch the ball and you see it, he touches the ball.
Not even that. It's not even that. When he runs, how many players does he drag with him?
Yeah, well, that's exactly right.
It's the question.
For a bloke that friggin' could lick the grass standing up, friggin' he takes a lot of blokes with him. So Switzerland obviously put in a good shift. I think Switzerland-Turkey is going to be a cracker. I think Italy will wipe the floor with Wales. As well. But I think Switzerland and Turkey is going to be the big one. I think that's going to be the classic there. If Switzerland can friggin' demolish Turkey, and I'm not saying friggin' 3 or 4-0, but like if they can dominate Turkey for 90 minutes, even if they win 1-0, but dominate.
Agreed, Matty.
What do we got here? I hate the Italian football team since the yeah. We won't go into that. It's a bit.
I think all Australians are salty on that still.
Still a bit raw. 2006. Yeah. It's a long time ago, but it's still a bit raw. But yeah, so obviously not going too bad there. What do we got? Roger Federer will want Switzerland to win. I'd say so. He's born and bred there. So Group B, obviously Belgium, Finland, Denmark, Russia. Belgium, well, you know, Russia. You can again.
They touched up the Russians.
I thought you were going to say they touched the ball. I'm like, well, yeah, they did a few times.
Russia did, but for their first goal, they touched it straight into Lukaku's feet.
Well, yeah. Very, very true, very true. No, the Belgians, they look good. They look good.
Belgium are going to look good.
So good on the ball.
Even without KDB.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They're just so silky on the ball. Friggin' everything just moves.
It's their time.
Oh, is it their time? You sure?
Mm-hmm.
You sure it's not friggin' it's England's time?
Nah, it's their time. It's their time in the same way that 06 was the golden generation's time. You know, they're in their 10-year period of producing arguably their best talents. They've got 10 years to win everything before they slump off.
Yeah.
Is what I mean by that.
Yeah. Nah, friggin'. So yeah, Belgium obviously touched up Russia, which again we sort of gathered they would. Friggin' good, just too strong. When you got a bloke like Lukaku, and let's be honest, I think he done pretty. I was impressed, very impressed that he left Everton to go to Inter. Like I'm not an Everton.
Via Man U.
I'm not an Everton fan.
Via Man U.
Yeah, but he done nothing there as well. In my opinion, like nothing against Everton as much as I hate them, but he just, I don't know. For me, he doesn't look. He doesn't look crash hot. You know what I mean? Like when he plays, he doesn't look crash hot. He's literally like a Benteke. You know what I mean? Like they just do nothing. Like you see them do nothing for 80 minutes, but then there's just 10 minutes of when they get the ball to their feet. You know, I like them the fact that they're much like me. I'm not chasing that shit that's 15 metres in front of me. You put it to me feet, and we'll be happy days. And when they've got it at their feet, mate, they are dangerous. You know, simple turn, simple movement, and then just power. So, but yeah, they look good. We'll see what happens. Obviously, I touched a Russian. Oh, you're a dick. Matty, you're a dick. But yeah, anyway. So Belgium done that. Finland, Denmark, well, what can you say?
That game was a write-off.
It was a write-off from
both sides' point of view.
Once Ericsson that happened, the game meant nothing. And let's be honest, I would be intrigued to see who stated that the game was going forward. Because I'm pretty sure if you looked at the two sides and said, let's just cull it, and they would go...
Both sides were emotionally distraught.
Oh, the whole stadium, the fans, everybody was just... You know, the referee done a brilliant job, like, let's be honest.
Yeah, he did well managing it.
You know, and if they both walked away out of that with a point each and gone, you know, we're just going to abandon the game, we'll give you a point each for a draw, be done with it.
I think they both would have been happy
with
that. They
wouldn't have been dramaed with it, and then, you know, that's it. They score... Now, Finland score their first goal in a major tournament. They win their first game in a major tournament, which is fantastic and friggin' goes down in the record books, but it's going to be overshadowed of what happened.
Yeah, it's going to be marred by what happened.
Unfortunately, which is a shame.
And it is a Scandinavian rivalry as well.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting. Finland hopefully will come out of the blocks and they will dominate against Russia. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
And then in Denmark, we just hope to see. At the end of the day, we just hope to see them on the pitch and just playing football at the end of the day.
Try not to be affected by what's happened, which is highly unlikely, but...
look, as long as they're playing football.
If they bow out without even winning a game in the group stages, I don't think anyone's going to bat an eyelid.
Yeah, correct. No one's going to be stressing too much about that. We move on to C, obviously. Austria, Netherlands. What do we got? Ukraine and the Macedonians. That was an interesting game. The Dutch game, the Dutch versus the Ukraine was just insane. If anyone missed that, go back and watch that for 90 minutes. Like, purely for the Ukraines. Like, the Dutch should be ashamed of themselves for keeping it that close. But Ukraine.
But that's typical of the Dutch, and again, the fight back is typical of Ukraine.
Ukraine, they just look so good. You know what I mean? Like, you get your head down after frigging a goal against the Dutch. You know what I mean?
That's why I tipped them. That's why I tipped them second. I got no qualms of them getting out of that group.
Yeah, they're a top side. The Dutch.
Shevchenko's got them firing.
Yeah, the top side, the Dutch, and when they make little mistakes like that, and you can punish them for those little mistakes, happy days. And as you said, when you've got a bloke like Shevchenko at the helm, who was an absolute menace in his day, friggin', he can definitely tell that coming out in the boys that he's got firing at the moment, because they punish them.
I mean, I watched the other two games live. The Netherlands-Ukraine game is the only one I didn't watch live because obviously I needed to sleep at some fucking point.
We'll see.
But I got up and watched. You know how Optus Sport have got like the mini, the micro,
the 90 minutes, the 10,
the 3 minutes,
the
3 minutes, the 10 minutes, the 25 minutes, the 45 minutes, and then the full game highlight packages.
That's it. Yeah.
I watched like the 25-minute one from the Netherlands-Ukraine game because I figured there would have been some sustenance and some heavy challenges in that. So otherwise, I'll just like watch the 3-minute one. But for that one, I'm just like, nah, there was some controversy in that game, so I watched the longer one. And fuck me.
Yeah.
If I had to pick a game to miss because I needed to go to sleep, that one was not the one to miss. I should have missed the Austria-North Macedonia game, gone to bed early, and then woken up early to watch the Netherlands-Ukraine game.
Well, that's what I did. I sort of took on the friggin', I thought, you know what, bugger it, I'm going to bed. North Macedonia, Austria, meh.
It was actually quite a good game.
Yeah, well, I watched the
3 minutes. It was quite a good game.
For the 3 minutes that I watched on Optus Thoughts, the quick.
I was about to say it was a good tight game until the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, so
and that's when Austria just came out and fucking steamrolled.
Yeah. No, I woke up, got up to watch the Dutch, and obviously looked at the score and was like, holy cow. That was a bit tighter than I thought.
The only thing I'll say is that Sabitzer for Austria whinged like a fucking girl for 90 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, right. There you go. But yeah, at the end of the day, North Macedonia, they put in a shift. At the end of that's what it is. They can't be sitting here.
They're not gonna be as easy a write off as what most people think they are.
No. I think they'll do better than Russia. I think Russia's a bit of a write off. They can do some interesting things, the Russians, but the way they played against pardon me.
Against Belgium.
Against Belgium was, yeah. It was like,
they'll pick up some points against Denmark and Finland, though.
Yeah, possibly. I think Denmark, as you said, bit of a tough one now. But friggin' the Finns look good. They look sharp for the first for the first 40 odd minutes or whatever in the actual first half before Eriksson went down. They look good, smooth. Crisp,
they look good when they had the ball, but it was very rare when they had the ball.
Yeah.
Denmark were coming at him with everything.
True. Very true. Optus Mini like a KO Mini, absolutely. I think the KO Mini's a little bit longer. The Optus one is...
Well, if you want to get completely technical, the Optus ones are 3 minutes, but 15... I counted it today. 15 seconds of that at the start is ads.
Yeah.
So it's actually 2 minutes and 45 seconds. So I'm like, why do I have to watch this fucking Hungry Jack's ad every single time?
Yeah, true. So obviously,
I don't care about your burgers being better. I just want to watch the highlights.
So out of that, obviously, we've got out of Group C, obviously Austria topping the group over the Dutch. It's pretty impressive. Good for them. They'll take that. Screenshot that. They'll take it. And then obviously we move into Group D, where
we didn't talk about England-Croatia. Is there a reason for that?
Yep, because I just said we now enter Group D. And
these must be out. No, these must be out of order though.
in Group D, we have England and Croatia and Scotland and Czech Republic. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So they've flipped. Okay, they've flipped that group around. So they've started. Okay.
Benny's fed himself a mishap in the friggin'.
No, I've
Google.
got it on. I've got it on Google, and it goes by match day.
Yeah. No, yeah. Anyway, friggin'. So yeah, Group D, obviously England and Croatia are obviously the only two teams that have played. Scotland to play tonight against friggin' who are they playing? Bloody the Czechs.
Czech Republic.
The Czech Republic. That'll be a cracking game. It should be a really good game, I think. I'd love to see Scotland get up. Czech can be strong when they want to be. They can be really, really gritty side if they want to be when they show up.
They don't play fancy football, but they win gritty.
No, they definitely don't play fancy football, but yeah, they're a definite side who can score out of nothing. So
yeah,
if you give them 86 minutes of nothing, they can still score.
Yeah.
so it's not like it's shut up shop at 95th minute or whatever it is, and 3 minutes into extra time or whatever it is, we're 1-0 up, but cool, we'll take it. They can still score in that. They're a Fergie side as far as I'm concerned. And the Scots are the same, you know what I mean? Like, they can rock up and play absolute trash for 85, 90 minutes as well, and then friggin' miraculously, poof, goal comes out.
Something out their ass.
Absolutely. I think those boys will be friggin' firing though, the Scots. I wish I'd friggin' been picked for the Scottish side this year. Friggin' spent $1,000 on me, new Apple Watch, new friggin' FIFA 21 Scottish friggin' logo and embroidered case and shit like that. Friggin' massive gesture from Robbo. Scotland captain, obviously forking out $1,000 thereabouts each for every player in the squad. So $1,000 times 26. There's 20 big dollars there. Big monies. So that'll be an interesting one there. But obviously England, far out. I tell you what, the amount of times I hear it's coming home and everything else, and everyone's on the bandwagon and so forth. They will not win the Euros on a performance like that. Like, I'm sorry, it's just not going to happen. You play like that against friggin' Belgium, Italy, Portugal, Germany, France, mate, nah, not going to happen.
I will take that. I will, as an Englishman or part Englishman, I will take that, and who's supporting in the Euros, I would take that sort of performance and a very slightly 1-0 win over all our previous first games in the Euros to date. Why? Because we've never won the first game of a Euro group stage ever. So a 1-0 win, I can understand why they're all hanging from the ceilings and saying it's coming home. Because they've never won the first game in the final stage of the Euros ever.
Yeah.
Still, as me and you both mentioned, some very interesting team selections by Gareth Southgate.
Oh yeah, I'll let you talk about that one. I looked at the team sheet, and obviously I was with the wife and we're laying in bed watching it and stuff like that. And thanks Optus for trying to cut out on me. Thanks heaps. Because we must have been having mass dramas with everyone in Australia. Australia trying to friggin' tune in like they did with the 2018 World Cup, where SBS had to take over the coverage because they just couldn't handle the demands.
Couldn't handle the bandwidth.
So it cut out there for a little bit there for the first couple of minutes. I'm pretty sure Lukey was saying something to me as well. So,
mine was doing it too.
But friggin', I looked at the team.
But again, you got people like Australia who are, half of them are of English descent of some description. So you'll have a lot of Australians tuning in for friggin' England games.
There's more Brits in Perth than there is in London. End of story.
Well, yeah.
End of story, that's it.
There is. There's more expats in Perth than where there is anywhere else.
In London, it's a true stated fact. There's more expats there than there are in London. So, work that one out. But at the end of the day, I seen the friggin' thingo, looked at the lineup, and my eyes just went, what? Man, I got to check that again. I had to pause the thing. I had to go back a bit, pause the thing, and look at the lineup and going, huh? You got two perfectly good left backs sitting on the bench. Why is he playing an out and out? I don't give a shit whether he's filled in there occasionally. He is an out and out right back, no questions about it, and you've got him playing on the left. Raheem Sterling, who has played absolutely next to maybe freaking 5 games of football in the last God knows how many months in total, including in all these minutes, starting up front. I was just like, yeah, okay, this would be interesting. But yeah, I don't know. I was shocked for the first 45 minutes. I was still shocked. I'm sitting there going, this is not going to work. It's never going to work. They're freaking, they're playing it out to the wings, and they were dominant. They were so dominant. Like, every time England moved the ball wide, it was just like, oh, here we go. The Croats are stuffed here. They're in trouble. Here it comes. Because they would play wide. The Croats wouldn't do anything. They'd slowly move out. And then where you would expect the ball to come in the middle or whatever, it just, it never did. It never come... The final bit was never there. Again, biggest thing for England that helped England was the Croatian never showed up.
Yeah.
Like, their attack was just terrible. It was just like, shit, they're in our half again. Get rid of it. And then they just hoof it and then pray that, the strikers...
They'd win the second ball.
Yeah. The mental train yard, welcome, mate. Welcome. Scotland 4-0, he reckons.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't reckon that much.
That's a tough ask. I'm going to go friggin'... Honestly, I reckon it'll be a 2-2 draw. I'll take 2-2 draw.
Oh.
It'll be...
See, I don't see either side scoring more than 1 goal each.
Yeah. I sort of said 2-2. Or maybe 1-1. It'll be a draw. I'm going with that. It'll be a draw. But welcome. I'll let you talk more about it because you're the one who reckons it's coming home. But honestly, for the first 45 minutes before they come out of the second half, they went off for half time, and I just sort of went, I don't know about this.
No, they didn't play bad. Okay, so in going back to that, the current trend that we're seeing in the Euros this year is we're seeing all the teams come out and play very heavy, very fast-paced attacking football very, very early. England have been one of the only sides this competition that haven't come out like that. England, Southgate has got them playing very patient. And it's obvious by the way that they play. They play out from the back, and the way that the ball consistently moves across the back line all the time. As an England person, it is frustrating to watch. Because you're watching all these other teams just come flying out the blocks and just going like foot on the neck, sort of going for the jugular. And England are just calm and composed and just happy to fuck with it in the back line and play patient. When the ball does come out to the wings, yes, it was a danger. Croatia, I think we're expecting things to be a little bit more direct by the England side. Hence why they were sort of hesitant to go out wide to meet those players and then have a number drawn out that they weren't prepared for. But yeah, it was interesting. Again, you touched on the team selection. Even I sort of went, huh? With Trippier at left back. And just went, right, he wants experience there. He wants an older head. Which is fine. But again, why waste 2 spots on the bench with left backs if you don't intend on changing them? As much as I hate the bastard, Grealish not starting, for me was a bit, Are you sure? With his current form and his club form and minutes and everything at the moment, I personally, as much as I hate him because he's a Villa twat, I personally would have started him over Sterling. And as I mentioned to my father, who I was messaging while the game was on, after Sterling put the goal in, he was one of the last people I expected to put a goal in. Followed very closely by Phil Foden, who got the rip in the second half.
Thank God.
And got the rip for none other than England's youngest Euro debutant, none other than the Birmingham lad himself, Jude Bellingham. Who came on, did 5 minutes worth of work, and didn't hear or see from him for the rest of the game.
It was exactly what I was about to say. I'm like, friggin', when you noticed him come on and everyone cheered and clapped and everything else, did you see him after that?
Yes, when he set up the goal that Harry Kane missed.
Oh, the friggin' one that nearly
The one at the back post.
That
That was
nearly took him
all
out.
Jude from the defensive midfield when he slid in and got that slight touch on the ball to push it forward to old mate from Leeds.
Yeah. Sorry.
Who had a fucking stormer of a game, man of the match.
Yeah, no, he did look good. And apologies,
By far.
apologies, mental train yard. I thought you were talking about 4-0. You reckon a 2-2 draw as well with the game tonight.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he was referring to Matty's 4-0 going, what?
Yeah.
4-0?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Not happy about Chilwell, though. Yeah.
Chilwell. Hurry up. Poor old Chilwell.
I prefer... Look.
Welcome, Chris.
I would have preferred him at left back over Trippier. 100%.
Yeah. Look, at the end of the day, you watch the goal back. If you get a chance to watch the goal back, slow-mo, if you can watch it from behind, it's really good. Because if you watch it from behind, you watch the Croatians just freaking nowhere. There is like literally a 25-metre gap between the bloke on the left and the bloke on the right, and Raheem Sterling in the middle in 25 metres of open space. Like,
It was one of the only times that the Croatian defence had a lapse in the entire 90 minutes.
it was absolutely shenanigans.
The Croatian defence parted like the Red Sea.
I will give the Croat credit though, the one that nearly got him at the end.
Yeah.
He moved from wherever the fuck he was because he wasn't anywhere near him when he took the first touch. So
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. He imagine how good he might have been if he was within 25 yards of between the other bloke. It might never have happened.
I mean, at the same point as well, you look at it from Croatia's
That's a good
point
thought.
of view as well.
That's a good thought, mental.
Their attack was toothless. There was no order to what they were doing.
Well, the mental training just nailed that.
Modric was
Modric.
visibly frustrated for the entire game, and was playing very much more box to box because he was having to drop so deep to affect the play.
Yeah.
And try and build, and then once he'd come into the defence to receive the ball, to play the ball into the midfield, he then had to... Whoever he played it to in the midfield would then visibly wait for Modric to get into the midfield so that they could pass it back to Modric so he can get it to somebody in the attacking third.
The mental trainer nailed that perfectly on the head. You know, you expected more from the experience that the Croatians had.
I think he's referring to Vashelko, who played very well at right back.
That young bloke second cap for Croatia. Yes, but no, just
I think
above
it was
that.
Vashelko.
Yeah,
right
just above that, where he said you expected more from the experience the Croatians had, and you would absolutely expect more from the experience
100%.
the Croatians had. But what you've got to realise is it is a very aging squad. There isn't a great deal of the youth in there, and the youth that they do have are all on the bench,
Or in the back line.
or in the back line, and they're done. You know what I mean? They had a good run, obviously, at the last Euros, the World Cup, obviously before that. You right there?
It's basically the polar opposite to what I was saying about Belgium earlier. Croatia had their 6 to 7 year run of when they had a chance to go and do something, and they've blown it.
Oh, the left back, yeah, Van Dooy? Yeah.
Gardeval.
That bloke, yeah, Van Dooy,
Yeah.
yeah. He's going to be a good player. He's going to be a very good player.
Not Vashelko, I was thinking the other side.
Yeah. And a left back, or you could use him at the Jets. Anyway.
Yeah, Vardiol.
The young bloke's name is Frocht. Yeah, very cool. Anyway, but yeah, so it is what it is. England need to improve. England-Scotland next Saturday morning is going to be an absolute belter. Friggin' crazy game that'll be. Whew. Oh, yeah, it's going to be a good game. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a ripper.
I
Other than that, we've got plenty of games coming up. As we said, Scotland.
Which is annoying because we have to go back to work tomorrow, so I can't watch a lot of them.
Yeah, so I'll watch the Scottish game, and that'll be me. I'll be in bed.
I'll watch the Scottish game whilst I'm in bed.
Oh, yeah. And then, obviously, I don't even know who it is. You got Spain, Sweden, and Poland versus Slovakia. So, it'll be an interesting game. The Swedes have got it all to do against Spain. I don't think Spain are going to be at their best. They definitely don't have the strength of the squad they probably had 4 years ago.
They've had previously, yeah. Still a threat, though.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't even think they're a threat. After looking at obviously the squad they've now entered and some that have come and gone and so forth, like what's his name from friggin' Real Madrid? I just had a massive mental blank. The captain of Madrid. No,
Sergio Ramos.
Ramos not there is going to hurt Spain.
It's a big miss.
It's gonna kill Spain, I think. He's just so experienced. I don't know.
Yeah,
how they go.
but look who they've got sliding into that position though too.
Oh yeah, 100%. But I just don't. I don't know.
Mister couldn't get a cap for France.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on Eriksen? Yeah, we touched on it.
Discuss that at the top.
I touched on it on the top, as we said, we wish him best recovery and stuff like that. At the end of the day, friggin' whether he'll play or he won't play, it's way too hard to say. And at the end of the day, that'll be on him.
Between him and the club and the doctors.
At a professional level, it's
not
up
at the highest
doctors.
tier.
Yeah, at the professional level, it's up to the doctors and the owners of the club, and obviously the competition that he will probably try and play for, whether it be Italy, England, wherever.
Well, it won't be
we don't know that. So at the end of the day,
England will not allow him to.
Doesn't matter. We can't touch on that. We have no idea. Don't know his condition. Don't know what's going on. He could be fucking fine. You know what I mean? Could be absolutely fucking fine after this. We don't know that, so we can't say that he won't never play in England again. But what you can say is, at the end of the day, it doesn't fall on him. It's not in his hands playing at the professional level. It's down to owners, doctors, competitions in general. As for him playing football again, that's on him. Only he will make that call, whether it's futsal or frickin' local Sunday league.
Or even just lower tier.
He will... pardon me. He will have to make that call. And I don't see him having to think about that or anything like that for a little bit. So... Let's just wait and get him back on the mend, and get him out of hospital, and obviously, into a position where him/family aren't stressing. So that's pretty much it. We're not going to go too much into it other than that. Keep warm tonight, yeah. You missed the start, yeah. Sorry, mate. Feel free, go back, watch it over. If it's the same conditions as Mwamba and Nuri, which I hope it isn't, it's very back out there.
I'll add another name to that list if it's the same condition also as Christian Benitez. Because two of those players that have developed those problems were both ex-Birmingham players.
Yeah, look...
Christian Benitez and Fabrice Mwamba.
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, friggin', it is, it's just chaos. And there's so much that can be brought down to it of how it happened. Obviously, friggin' from a medical, we'll go off Eriksen per se, and we'll go from a medical scenario, saying that his medical records and everything were fine, la-di-da, so he was fit, healthy, everything was fine. At the end of the day, you've got to think of how much training, how much time off these guys get. They don't get time off. There's no downtime. You know what I mean? Yeah. They go all the time. The only downtime they may get is if they don't get selected for their country. And if they don't get selected for their country, they get friggin' a good couple of weeks, but then they're straight back into training while they're waiting for the international blokes to get back. And if they're playing internationals, well, there it is. You know what I mean? Some of these guys have played all season are going to go from the Euros to the Olympics. Yeah? So, and then from the Olympics straight back into another full season.
This is why there's been talks and calls over the past few years to shorten domestic seasons.
Correct. I
And again, I was a proponent of, yes, for shortening domestic seasons, for the simple fact that shit like this isn't meant to happen if you do.
Yeah. See, yeah, it all depends. England's a good one. See, I don't think they should shorten this Premier League season or championship or whatever, right? But I don't feel that the Premier League teams should be playing in the... They should be... There's only one. You know, if you make Champions League or Europa football, you don't go into the FA Cup or the friggin' or the Carling Cup or Coca-Cola Cup or whatever the hell it is now. Yeah,
Well, it would be whatever qualifies you for...
the two domestic leagues or whatever it is that they've got. The league
Yeah,
cups,
it should be... If you're in the Champions League or the Europa League, whichever one of those two cups that you win, that puts you into a direct stage for... Actually, no. You should be out of either, because both of them put you either into a qualifying position or a general group stage for a European competition. I see it very much of, if you win that, you get into it, and you don't make it, then you've blown your chance.
No, see, not even there. I just think.
You know what I mean? Like,
I just think, right? This is how as simple as it is, right? Because what is it? Roughly top six. Top six go Europa / Champions League football. Top six.
Yeah, based on seeding.
Yeah, depending on if because now it depends on if you win the FA Cup and this and that and the League Cup and shit like that. They give you.
Yeah.
Right. So. Take all that.
I mean, I'm a proponent of not letting those sides go into the FA or Carabao Cup.
It shouldn't be there. It shouldn't be a thing.
For the simple fact that those cups are designed to give not your top six clubs an opportunity at European football. That's why they're there.
Yeah. There's just no need for it. Even
So if you discount those that have already qualified from the previous season for the next round of, say, FA Cup and Carabao Cup, you're then giving somebody else an opportunity.
Yeah. As far as I'm concerned,
the same team that's already qualified can't then win it.
Yeah. At the end of the day, friggin' if you finish top six, you play European football, right? Congratulations. Yeah. If you go from 7th to 12th, let's say 7th to 12th, you play Carabao Cup. I'm just saying these in order. Don't care which one's better than the other. Right? You play Carabao Cup, and then from 12th down, you play in the League Cup or whatever, the other one. Right?
FA Cup,
whatever it is. Right? That's how it should be structured for the Premier League. Right? These guys have got money to burn. Yeah, and the chances are that of a Championship side / lower tier side, the Championship, League One, whatever, having any chance of making these cup finals are slim to none. All right, unless they are on the absolute verge of coming up to the Premier League, top 4 sides of the Championship or whatever, they've virtually got no chance. So let's rule out the top 6. Get rid of them. We don't need them. They're always there. And you put from 7th to 12th into one league, and if you make 12th to the bottom, you go into another league. And maybe even the bottom 2, just to punish them, like they do in the FA Cup, here.
Make them play off.
And go, it shortens the competition for everybody. You know what I mean?
Well, okay, so in saying this, I don't think that the Premier League is the problem here.
What do you mean?
It's the Championship and lower that's the problem here.
What do you mean? Why is it? What do you mean by it's the...
How many games are in the Premier League?
32? Something like that.
How many games are in the Championship?
38.
So you've already got more games in the domestic tier.
That's because
then you add both cups on top of that.
Yeah, okay, so friggin' the Championship.
They're not playing European football, but there are still people from Championship and lower that are making it into international sides, whether they be in Euros or in their own regional competitions.
Yeah.
For instance, let's take Bailey Wright. Who's at
Half
Sunderland. Let's say he gets called up for the Asian...
Half the
Asian one.
Half the Derby County side are friggin' playing in the Euros now for friggin' lower league countries. So I get what you're saying. There. I get what you're saying there. Absolutely. But
it's. I know that we seem to be focusing on the Premier League in this sort of situation as well, But if we're talking about the overall players' physical conditioning and mental health, then it's not just the Premier League that we should be focusing on. It's the situation to which we're described, and we're trying to work out an issue for a problem solving.
Yeah, but it's the same thing with the Championship. It's the same thing with the Championship. So, and then the League One, then the League Two, and then the League Three. Top half go to one league, one cup competition. Bottom half go to another one. So they're not playing Carabao and they're not playing friggin' Carling Cup.
Alternatively, I'm of the opinion that you completely bin the Carabao Cup and have everybody play in the FA Cup.
Well, whatever. Yes, that's fine. It's
the only reason I say that is because the FA Cup is historically in the world of football one of the most prized domestic trophies. Not just in England, but worldwide, it has a reputation.
The what?
The FA Cup.
The FA Cup. Yeah.
The FA Cup.
Yeah.
So fuck off the Carabao Cup or the League Cup or whatever they want to fucking call it next year.
Yeah, it's one of the oldest cups in the.
Because that one's a money maker.
Yeah, it's one of the oldest cups in. Well, one of the first.
That one's the money maker. The FA Cup is the big one. Yeah. Fuck off the Carabao or whatever sponsorship cup you want to call it next year.
Happy with that? Yeah.
But and then just throw everybody in.
Yeah, 100%. Or you do have the two cups, right? And your top half of each competition. So you're rewarding the tops. I don't know. Let's just say there's 20 teams in the season. I know the Championship have got more, but no, sorry, they got 20, 22.
Championship.
Yeah, what do they got? 20. Yeah, that's what I thought. So let's just say 20, right? That's an even number. The top 10 go to the friggin' FA Cup, big cup, whatever it is, and then the bottom half go to the Carabao Cup, and that's for every division down. League 1, 2, 3, whatever it may be, playoffs, conference if they're playing off for that shit, whatever. And then it's which gives you cool. We're the top 10 in this league, the top 10 in that league, the top 10 in that league. So you're playing against the best 10 teams in each division. And then from there, you're rewarding the top 10 teams to go, okay, cool, you're going to play in the prestigious FA Cup, which is friggin' well-known, la-di-da, and then you friggin' shit kickers down the bottom half or whatever, because you guys haven't done well enough and everything else, you can go play in the Mickey Mouse Cup over here. Friggin', that way, it's more of a challenge. It gives the lower league sides and stuff like that something to, other than promotion, they're like, well, shit, we at least want to be in the friggin' FA Cup. The FA Cup's going to give us a chance to play Premier League sides and friggin' good Premier League sides. You know what I mean? Like,
but at the same point as well, you go even further down the tier again. You go to English League One. You've got a 24-game domestic season. You've got Carabao.
Yeah.
You've got FA Cup. You've also got the Papa John's Trophy.
Yeah.
So there's 4.
Yeah.
And you've got to remember, Papa John's is only League 1, League 2. Because that's the cup that's designed for the shit kickers.
Yeah.
So again, they're going to get more games than in an average season to say even Championship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm all for finding an absolute and resolute way.
Yeah.
To bring down the amount of games a player plays in any 12-month period.
Yeah, 100%.
Because it's obvious to an elite athlete such as Christian Eriksen, it's taking its toll.
Yeah,
and that
again,
and maybe physically for him, but a lot of other players as well have come out and said mentally.
Again, we are not stating that this is the reason why this happened.
Oh no,
everyone
else,
at all. Right?
Not at all.
Everyone in here, right? We're not saying that this is the reason and this is what this. One of those friggin' people who just friggin' go, this is the reason, la la. We have no idea.
Oh, no, not at all.
He could have some underlying condition, whatever. We have no idea. What we are saying, though, is...
We are purely speculating.
As spectators of watching football and watching the amount of games these guys play, right? So you're looking, as we said, the Champions League, the Europa, the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup. International duties take charge of that as well. And then friggin' everything else in between. So... Premier League and top flight sides or whatever it is. So you've got the what is it? The freaking the Club World Championship, and so there's just tournaments just coming out your ass that you're freaking going to and stuff like that. There's got to be a break. There's got to be some sort of thing where it stops. Every season needs to finish or something like that, and then you go off and play your tournaments. You're halfway through the season, and then friggin' some of the Premier League players, world players, top players, will, pardon me, go off to the Gold Cup. Like we was talking with Timmy Woods before. They'll go off that. It's mid-season.
Come to think of it, I think I watched a video on Tifo Football sort of discussing this.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
it was how many games does an average player, like football player, play in? I think they used the Premier League in a standard. I think they used the example of I think it was Heung-min Son.
Yeah, something like that. I think I did see.
And they broke it down and how much like break they get versus how many games they have, and they went into like a whole bunch of like sports psychology into it. And yeah, just have a look on Tifo Football. It's up there, I know.
Yeah,
I think I remember watching something similar to it.
Yeah, I do remember seeing something along those lines. But at the end of the day, it's no brainer. You don't have to sit there and go, how many games of these has this bloke played this season? Just look at the seasons. We had bloody Carl and friggin' Kenny. You look at Kenny. How many games did I miss?
Yeah.
Like he's played nearly 1,000 games in a professional career. Like
and that's correct, Timmy.
It's
only going to get even worse now with the Champions League set to expand.
Yeah,
and they want to do the same thing with the World Cup.
Yeah, they want the World Cup to. Yeah.
Then it'll just trickle down. Then it'll happen to the Euros and.
Yeah, I think the World Cup expanding is a good thing.
Yeah,
I think.
You know why? Because that's a global football marketing tool.
Yeah. I just
doing it domestically for like Champions League, Europa League.
No, that can't happen.
And the cups themselves.
Yeah, that's stupid.
That's that comes from the respective FAs.
Yeah.
As purely financial greed.
It's
more so than anything else.
Like and again, the World Cup is even it's a risky thing expanding because you got to think that there's not many teams out there, like countries. There's not many countries out there that are missing out that are really going to dominate. You know what I mean? Like, it will pave way for obviously a few more European sides. Because obviously, you think about it. There's 32 teams in the World Cup now. 20 there's 24 European countries in the Euros,
places.
Right? So no, in the Euros. So that's 24.
Yeah.
That's 24 European teams in the Euros out of 32 in a World Cup. That's not a lot of room there to add friggin' Uruguay, South American heavyweights, Uruguay, friggin' Brazil, Argentina,
okay.
Peru,
prime example to that.
Then the Asians.
Is look at the way that Australia used to have to qualify out of the Oceanic group.
Yeah.
They would have to play, what was it, third place from fucking South America?
Yeah.
Because the slots were joined?
Oh, for the Ocean, yeah, it's like seventh playoff team or something like that. And back then, and that's it. Back then, it was like Uruguay, and it's not because they were shit. It's not because they were terrible. It's because friggin' the South American football is just so dominant. There's so many good sides, and they don't get as many picks as Europe do. The European countries get more picks, so there's like just random sides in there that again get to the World Cup.
Who was the last one we had to do it against? Honduras.
Yeah.
And they nearly broke us.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
CONCACAF have 4 teams in 2026.
Oh, wow.
Oh, we'll have 4 teams.
They will have.
Because CONCACAF's only got, what, 2?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think there's only the 2 of them in there. Well, they've got to have at least 2. They can't play with 1. So it's got to be at least 2. So, yeah, it'd have to be.
Oh, isn't it? It's generally Mexico and friggin' the US.
Yeah, Copa America, it kicked off, obviously, yesterday morning with Brazil and stuff like that. Brazil, friggin', again.
I haven't been following. I've had my head too far up the Euros ass.
Yeah, again, only thanks to Optus Sports, obviously, with their 3-minute friggin' quick flicks. Brazil looked dominant again.
There you go, fifth rank side that we used to play.
Okay.
We used to play the fifth rank.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, mental training does make a good point. Most bigger teams tend to send the rest of their players out for FA Cup games and Carabao Cup games. Yes, but if you're in a League One, League Two, or even Championship situation, you can't afford to do that.
Yeah. Correct.
You can't afford to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially if you want to give it a red hot go.
Yeah. But Brazil, won 3-0. I think Colombia, won 1-0 against Ecuador or something like that, or vice versa. Again, there's only been 2 games so far, but again, it's interesting to think, right, that the Copa America, and I'm guilty for it, everyone else is probably a lot guilty for it and stuff like that as well. It's not interesting, right? Don't get me wrong, they are the most skillful players in the world. You want to go watch technical football? Skillful football? You go watch the Copa America. 100%. But as for really exciting, grudge, you don't really know what's going on. You want edge of your seat sort of stuff. It's the Euros every day of the week. It's what you want to be watching. The best European countries going at it, as far as I'm concerned. Because as far, it is pretty much Brazil, Argentina, Uruguay. One of those 3 countries is going to win the Copa America. I guarantee it. Probably Argentina this year, because I think Messi deserves it. He's done everything else. I'm not the biggest fan of him per se, but
it unfortunately, the Copa America falls. It falls in that realm of, because more than 75% of the free world is Europe, and football is massive and a religion in Europe, where it may not be maybe in other countries, but Europeans are snobs. They don't give a shit.
You can't go with that one. You
know what I mean?
You know
what I mean? They're snobs. They're not going to give a shit. They don't give a shit about watching the Asian qualifiers or anything like that. So nobody over there is going to license the TV rights to play that.
Yeah, but you can't go down that road.
Whereas because Euro is Euro, and it is, the center of the footballing universe according to FIFA, they turn around and go, everyone must have. Yeah, it's purely for the fact of the promotion of the game globally.
Yeah, you went a little bit wrong there, I think, in that saying that, where you've gone...
In saying what, Euros are snobs?
No, that's pure... that's 100% gold right there. When you were saying that, obviously, like, European, it's they live and breathe it sort of thing, but the South Americans not as much. Because the South Americans...
No, the South Americans
all they have is football. There's nothing else, right?
That's right.
And that's why they are the most skillful players in the world, because there is nothing else. It is football. England and all that shit. You got rugby league, a lot of the European countries.
Correct.
Rugby union, rugby league, all that shit, right? Is where South Americans, it is pure football, and there is no... There's no freaking saying that it isn't. It is the birth of football, as far as I'm concerned, where the talent pool...
Modern
the
football.
The skillful side of football, your Pelés and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Mate, come on, it is that.
Again, I was saying that in a rant and didn't have time to think. But anyway.
But at the same time, I don't think it is brilliant football, right? That's me personally. I don't think it's brilliant football. Very skillful, technical, talented blokes with the ball, where the ball moves quicker than your eyes. Yeah, but it's not. They don't think anything else. There's no...
Yeah.
In my opinion, I'm saying in my opinion, not... it's... For me, when I watch football, I think... I'm a brain person, you know what I mean? Like, I think like a coach, per se.
Yeah.
Where they want to be, where I'd want my blokes to be. Why isn't he there? What's going on here? Is where they don't think that when they're playing football. All they think about is space and give me the fucking ball. Like, that's it. Neymar and Suarez or Messi's and stuff like that. Give me the fucking ball. I don't give a fuck about anyone else. I don't give a fuck about my teammates. I want the ball. I'll bicycle. I'll friggin' rondo this bloke, and I'll friggin' bloody around the world this prick, and I'll friggin' nutmeg this cunt, and then fucking finish it myself. That's, to me, South American football. It is the flair.
Yeah.
It's everything else. It's your skillful, silky moves and shit like that. It's where
the Euros, but again,
you don't see it.
No, because
My opinion.
to FIFA, because to FIFA, it's a more. The Euros are a more profitable marketing tool for the fact that it's not being displayed or held in a third world country. That's, it's the European appeal. If that makes any sense. It's not so much the teams that are in it.
Yeah.
It's more about where it's being hosted and what fantastic city or country in Europe. Because everything in Europe is, an hour's fucking border crossing from another amazing country. You know what I mean?
Yeah, welcome.
It's a more close network.
Yeah, 100%. Before you go there, mate, welcome, Lee Cat.
Welcome, Lee.
Welcome to the group. Welcome to the chat. Feel free. Talking a bit of world football at the moment, obviously. Again, big shout out and thanks to everyone who has jumped in tonight. Some of the newcomers, some of the originals. If you haven't subscribed, be sure to go do so over at YouTube and obviously on the Twitch side as well. You can also find us on Spotify, etc. Yes, mate. What do you...
Newbie.
Yeah, I know. Yes.
He is the lurking king.
And I know it's like an hour in. Boom, there he is. But yeah, be sure to go check us out on obviously Twitch, YouTube,
2024 Bosnia,
Spotify, etc. And please subscribe, guys. It means a lot. Muchly appreciated. Anyway, back into it. Host the next Euros in 2024. Absolutely.
Hey, Matty. Russia hosted a World Cup. Let's hope for them yet.
Absolutely. Freaking shit. Let's be honest. Let's get through fucking Qatar first. Holy shit. Yeah, that's gonna go down.
God. Let's be able to all get out of Qatar first.
I'd like to pray. I'd like to take a prayer just for the people that are heading over to Qatar for the World Cup next year. Fucking hell. That's nothing against the government and shit like that. It's just I just can't see it. Yeah. Anyway, that's another topic.
It's going to be a shit show.
Welcome.
We'll wait another year for that.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's worry about that next year. Welcome, anyway, Noopy. As we said, Lee, welcome. What's new? Where do you come from? Who do you support? How'd you find us? Let us know. But, yeah, so we've been talking Euros. We've been talking, obviously, domestic leagues, cups, etc. Every frigging thing in between. It's what Ben and I are really good at. We just frigging take one topic and then get through 20 others and not even realise friggin' that we've gone off topic. Crew Alexander are renaming their ground the what?
Yeah, the Mornflake.
Yeah, Mornflake.
The Mornflake Stadium after the local cereal company.
Oh god, you poor bastards. Anyway,
hey, the local cereal company wants to put money into the club like they have been for the past 15 or 17 odd years or something. I think it was. I read. Then, hell, nuts to them. Why not? Why they didn't name it after them after 5 years of putting in that much money is beyond me.
And Matt, if you for putting that up there, that breaking news shit with friggin' Ron Aloisi friggin' joining Ange over in Celtic, get out. If he goes, get out. Seriously, mate, that is an absolute disgrace. There's no way. Surely Ange has got more brains than that, and he would be wanting to succeed at Celtic, and he would be smart to try and find himself a European experienced coach. You don't want to be taking an Aussie. You don't want to take an Aussie. No offence to the Australians and stuff like that, but you do not want to take any current Australian coach, assistant coach, former coach, fucking whatever.
Wrong. There is one I would take.
No.
There is one I would take, but too bad he's under contract now doing the Juventus women.
No.
Sorry.
Yeah, no. Even
he'd be the only one.
Oh, he'd probably be very short-listed as the only one. Other than him, where was he at before that? Was it?
It was an assistant at Juve.
Who's the current women's coach? The Aussie out at Arsenal. There's an Aussie at Arsenal. He'd probably get the gig. He's been there a long time.
Yeah. I know who you're on about.
He's I thought it was him at first, when I seen that photo, I'm like, oh shit, maybe. Because in my head, it's like the Arsenal bloke was like the only person I knew who was like an Aussie, and then it's like women and Juventus. I'm like, oh, that bloke's
Monomuro's the one at Juve.
Yeah, no, it's not the bloke at Arsenal. Istanbul, welcome, my friend. Welcome.
Welcome from Istanbul.
Absolutely. We won it 5 times. Euro 2005, Liverpool, AC Milan. Beautiful. A beautiful part of the world.
Monomuro was at Arsenal Women.
Oh, it was him?
It was him.
Oh, okay. Very good. There you go. I thought the photo looked familiar. I'm like, shit, is that the bloke? I'm like, no, maybe it's not.
Yeah. George Cross, Coburg, Port Moresby, Victory Women, City Women, Arsenal Women, Juventus Women.
Good on him. Man of my own heart. Loves the females.
Wasn't really a player either.
Nah. Very good brain for the game though. But yeah, my type of bloke. Loves the women. Good on you, buddy. Get into it. Now coaching at one of the biggest clubs in the world in regards to the women's game. Have fun with that.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, welcome guys to obviously Kassan and obviously Lee. Again, how did you find us? Who do you support locally? Obviously Istanbul, so pretty straightforward there. Who you support in the Euros. But yeah, anyway, what we were talking about, freaking Christ, we've gone from freaking one bloody cup to another, to a domestic league, to the Euros, to the Copa Americas, to
we've single-handedly sorted out England players playing too many games.
Yeah, we've literally freaking sorted out the next domestic
solved
cups.
it.
Absolutely, Optus Sports, we're here. Just give us a call.
It's not them. FIFA, I'm ready to talk when you're ready to listen. I've solved the problem.
Michael Caine will come down to a story. I got one for you.
Don't even make jokes about
that. Oh, far out.
You know he would.
I know, I love that. But yeah, no, welcome guys. Welcome. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. It's muchly appreciated. And as we said, let us know. Who do you support? Locally, country, whatever. Football. Anyway, where do we go from here? Freaking Christ, that's an hour gone already.
Oh, wow.
Hour
really?
We rattled that off in an hour. It felt like it went for ages.
Getting to it, like...
Literally where we're about to go. So, obviously, we'll move on.
This is where I need my phone.
Happy about the Lecky news, by the way. Oh, God.
Ooh.
Really?
Hashtag smash the cap.
You're happy? Well, no, noon's gone. So there's half. There's more.
And probably McLaren.
Tinker, welcome from France. The French. How are they going to go in the Euros? What are your thoughts of the French in the Euros? Talk about smash the cap.
I'm not talking about the French in the Euros. I'm not allowed to.
Yeah, talk about smash the cap.
I'm not allowed to talk about the French in the Euros.
If there was a cap to smash in the Euros, freaking France would cap it. They're friggin' stacked to the absolute brim. Them guys, far out. So, the mental train yard. Are you a City fan? Let's get that out.
I think he said that he was.
Yeah?
Boogs posted something on his Facebook an hour ago.
Hey, from Rome. Mate, the bloody Euros are on. The Italian.
I didn't even put Euros in the YouTube tags.
Mate, welcome guys. Welcome.
I didn't have to.
Lockie Ma, welcome. Legends evening. Nah, you're right, mate. You're good. Lolo, welcome.
In important news.
How is Rome?
And in recent news, an hour ago, Nigel Bugard, athlete, posted on Facebook.
Oh.
As the dust settles on what has been a crazy few days, I wanted to thank everybody for their kind words and support. Wow, 16 years gone like that. Where to start? I want to acknowledge all the amazing people I've met along the way. I want to thank you for your friendship and also the profound impact you have had on me. You have made me a better footballer, father, and more importantly, a better human. Thank you to my parents and their family for their sacrifice and support that has given me well before life as a professional. To my beautiful wife and daughters, Thank you for being my biggest supporters. You are my inspiration each and every week. I feel proud to have finished my career with the Newcastle Jets, a club that I've supported as a junior from the stands at Breakers Stadium. It's been an honour to represent this football community, and I am ultimately a product of their passion and knowledge through the game. Now on to the next chapter. And there was quite a touching photo of him and his wife looking at MJ Stadium.
Absolutely. Give the little bit of a round of applause there from the from your little friggin' stream deck there. So yeah, friggin' absolute. I did as you were finished. As you finished it. Yeah, big ups to Boogs. Big ups to Boogs. Hopefully he enjoys his retirement. Very, very much so. We will get into that obviously in a sec. Obviously we made. Yeah. So yes, the mental trainer has stated that he's a City fan. Yes, the foundation member from the heart, and obviously been a member ever since. Beautiful, absolutely. Smash the cat. No, Noon's gone, which will be a big loss. Big loss.
Massive.
Lecky for me is great for the A-League. Don't get me wrong. Great for the A-League. Great for the A-League. But for me, if that is our Australian captain and he's coming back to the A-League, there's problems.
Yeah.
You do not want your national country captain in your domestic league. Again, unless you're in England or some big U-Butte freaking country. League, sorry.
Unless you play in the Euros.
Yeah, unless you play in Europe.
That'll be my last stab at the Euros for tonight.
But that's my biggest problem with it, right? Nothing against the bloke. He's returned home to Melbourne, freaking, where he's born and bred and everything else. But for me, how old is he? That's my biggest thing. I don't know how old he is. Like, surely he's got to be 30.
He's close to.
If not, he'd have to be close. Still, to me, I think he should have been playing somewhere else. Overseas, my apologies.
He's still talented enough to play. He's exactly 30.
Yeah, there you go. So, for me, I think he's come back maybe one or at least a couple of years. Probably get through next year's World Cup. Then come back, maybe. But yeah, so, yeah. For me, it's good for the A-League. We'll see what happens. Good day, old chappies. What a mighty fine day it was today. Tea and scones.
His wife's German. So it's not like he's coming home for family either.
No, that's what I mean. Yeah. So, anyway, that's an interesting one. Obviously, we will touch quickly on a little bit of that where we've seen Alo Qual from the Central Coast off to Stuttgart. Big move for him. Hopefully he does well. Hopefully he does really well over there. It'd be really good to see him dominate.
All about development.
Yeah. Like he's 30. Played with him at Brimbank Stallions. As a youth.
God.
Wow. There you go. Interesting. So yeah.
Well, we can safely say that mental training yards from our side of the city. Hey, Josh.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's playing for the Stallions?
Yes. So Qual off to Stuttgart, which is freaking great to see. Another A-League young up-and-comer, obviously off to Europe. Brilliant. It's what we want. It's what we want out of the youth development. It's fantastic. Kilkenny, the old dog, obviously released from Perth. De Villa off to MacArthur from Wellington. What do we got? Durante, obviously massive servant of the club. Talk about retirees. Durante, Bugard, mate, as far as I'm concerned, two of the best centre-backs we've had in the league. So big ups to those guys.
Who was the other one that retired? Milligan retired.
Retired. Well, about to get into that. So Max
will retire when the Bulls are done.
Max Burgess, Western United, off now to Sydney. Finally, because his year of hiatus is finished.
His year of having a sook.
Yeah. Marinovic from the Phoenix, obviously off to Israel in the second division.
Israel.
Off to the second division over there. But again, it's an overseas move. You take it.
Obviously, it's more money.
That's exactly right. We touched on it just then. Milligan, obviously from MacArthur. Once the season's done and dusted, he'll be finishing up, retiring. Absolute servant. 70-odd games for his national on national duties, which is absolutely amazing. And great captain when he needed to be. Great leader at the same time. And 4 World Cups. You can't beat that. that's top draw. So, Milligan, obviously, we touched on Lecky as well to the City. Boogaard's retired. Nick Ansell is gone. What do we got? Crocombe.
Traore, Ansell, Crocombe, Stormroot, and Ryan Shotton all released.
Correct. All released out of that. So Stormroot, absolutely. Troy, yep. And then obviously...
Darren Extera from Western United was also not re-signed as of today.
Yep. Oh, Bahic, wow.
So, Garen Extera has left Western United. He's decided not to re-sign after his 1-year deal.
Yeah, yeah.
So he'll be looking to move back abroad. No doubt.
I do agree. There's more to offer before heading back home. Yeah, there we go.
100%.
I'm from your side of the city.
Stephen Taylor from Wellington has left Wellington. I thought he'd stayed.
Oh, so did I. He was in Sydney friggin' partying up with the English lads yesterday. Loudy caught up with him yesterday at the Sydney bar.
Yeah, I don't think he left.
No.
He's not long re-signed, and I'm pretty sure he signed a 2-year deal.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's still there. What do we got?
I just don't think he's gone back to New Zealand yet.
Yeah, no, he's still...
He's enjoying himself too much.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Toe Mohammed's the other one that was leaving. I wasn't too sure about him because I couldn't find anything on where he was going.
Correct. Lucas Moragas and Archie Goodwin to be starting Jets plays next season. Yeah, I don't think so. Goodwin's had a bit of a good run the last couple of weeks, which will do.
But yeah,
absolute.
As of our side, Berg's retired. Abbas not re-signed. O'Donovan not re-signed. Miller not re-signed. Jack Simmons is not re-signed, but he has just picked up a contract at Hume City down here in the NPL.
Yep.
Prazo's gone back to Osijek on loan. Nazarin's gone back to City on loan. Abimanu and Krosnicki gone back after the end of their loans back to Johor.
Absolutely.
Yes, and football has left Fox Sports.
I was about to say, literally.
They've not renewed their deal. And from what I saw today, there was rumblings around that Victory are looking at picking up Jason Davidson.
I did see that, yes. So, Ben, what's happening with Jordan O'Doherty for the Jets?
He's got a year on his contract, as far as I know.
Yeah, I was going to say, he signed a year for the contract, yeah, didn't he? Yeah.
Was it? Oh, I think it might have been 2 years, actually.
I think it was one.
I think it was 2 years.
One, but the remainder of this season.
One and the remainder of this season.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't think he's going anywhere off the top of my head. As for those guys who are left, I don't really have any problems with that. The only one that I've probably got, not a problem with, but I'd be is probably Matt Miller. He's definitely
he wants to try his luck overseas again.
He's definitely not played his best football this season once he's come back. And if he plays the way he has since he's come back, he won't go anywhere near league football over there in England, etc. So that's for me.
But no doubt, he's probably just said no to re-signing on the simple fact that he's probably going to start organising trials overseas.
Yeah,
which is fine. Which is fine as far as I'm going. I disagree with you there, Noopy. Out of that list, he's probably the only one that I'd have back.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from, Noopy. Like for me, I don't think he done great things. But
he's definitely an asset that we could grab and hold on to.
You watch him go to a club that hasn't got money issues, that isn't friggin' dealing with coach scenarios and shit like that. He'd probably succeed and he'd probably do a really good job.
Coming to the Jets for somebody like him is purely a development move.
Yeah.
By Osijek.
Yeah.
They want him obviously to get first team football.
Yeah.
And from what he showed, he's very much like I explained to you, Josh. He's very much like Elvis Kamsoba when he first signed for Victory, and I said, after watching him at Avondale for so long, it's if Muscat can get him to settle down and relax on the ball, dangerous.
Yeah, 100%.
Dangerous.
De Villa has gone to the Bulls, yes.
Yeah, De Villa has confirmed gone to the Bulls, has been for ages.
I can't understand how the Jets keep injured Ben Kantarowski. I'll tell you why they keep Ben Kantarowski, because he costs too much to get rid of.
Costs nothing.
No, he costs too much to get rid of. He's still contracted at the Jets, and friggin' for what they'd have to pay him to friggin' release him from his contract, it's not worth it. Let him sit on the bench and rot if he can't.
He is what we would call. He is what you would call somebody else in Europe. Didn't say Euros, just said Europe. Stealing a wage. Stealing a living.
The big one for me that wasn't on the Jets list. Yes, we're Jets supporters for those guys who are new to here. Massive Jets fans, so we do talk a little bit more about Jets stuff than we do with the other A-League guys. But the only thing that confuses me in regards to players that have been released, granted that list isn't everybody. That list doesn't include players that may or may not be re-signed. Topper Stanley's contract ended. Italiano's contract's ended. And as far as I'm concerned, if he receives another contract, I'd be amazed. Because you've got Italiano, because you've just signed Duncan for another 3 seasons. Noah James has just come back. He costs nothing. So I'd probably just risk it and go, let's keep Noah James on the bench fresh. He can play when he needs to. He's proved for us a few times, obviously, that he can do the job. Pardon me.
But mental training, there's a difference there. Arsenal supporters like Ozil.
Like you played with Lecky and shit. Like you played with Lecky and stuff like that, mate. I played with Kanarowski. Gifted kid. Should have probably been off to friggin' Stuttgart before and Bayern Munich before friggin'...
Yeah, should have been off to Bayern.
Before friggin' Qual did, so...
Timmy Woods, not too sure about what's happening with Duke yet. I think he was only on loan at Western Sydney.
Duke's weird. Like, his whole...
Duke signed somewhere else in Europe, but I'm pretty sure he's only on loan at Western Sydney.
I guarantee you, if you went through his paperwork and shit, he's probably still signed to about 5 clubs. Like,
probably.
He just signs like no.
Yeah, I was pretty sure Dukey was only a loan back to Western Sydney in whatever domestic league he is in's off season.
What do we got? Joey Champion.
He only came back in January, I think.
Joey Champion.
I seen that today.
To New Zealand. Oh, good riddance.
Yeah,
good on him.
I read the title of the article and went, who cares?
He want to play a lot better football than what he is now to get anywhere near that squad. Especially
like
with
who cares?
Especially with their number 1 striker friggin' playing in England. Good luck with that.
Who cares?
Good luck with that. What else?
He'll fit in really well next to Matty Redenton.
What's happening with Donachie? Donachie should be here. No. He should be here as far as his contract is concerned because he's finished up with India. Whether he's serving time in quarantine on his way back, whether he's spending time with family now the season's done and dusted.
Either way, as far as we are still aware, he has a contract here that he needs to honour. Whether he negotiates a release by mutual consent from that contract or not is a different story.
At the end of the day, he best be there friggin' day 1 of pre-season training, unless we hear otherwise. If we hear nothing between now and day 1,
he's working a release.
He better be there. Well, he's either friggin' honouring his contract and he'll be there day 1 of pre-season, or friggin' if he's not there day 1 of pre-season, there's something going on.
If he's not there day 1 of pre-season, as far as I'm concerned, don't even bother putting on the boots.
I'd tip Kevin Muscat to coach Western United. It's a possibility. It's a possibility. He's definitely stated his own statement that he definitely will not be taking up the Celtic gig under Ange. So there's a high chance that he will be back. Now that obviously Victory have picked up their friggin' new man, he won't be back at Victory. So Western United's probably a very high chance out of everything.
Yeah, but he's also stated as well that he wants to try his luck again in Europe, whether that be as an assistant or first team coach.
He will.
Before he comes back here.
Yeah, he might not have that luxury to do so, but we'll see. Like, I'm not saying that. Definitely, I think he should. I think he definitely should be trying his luck elsewhere overseas.
Wouldn't mind him at the Jets as much as I hate him.
Oh, absolutely! I'll kick the chair out for him.
Would not mind him at the Jets, even though I hate him.
I wouldn't mind kicking the chair out from underneath him, friggin' for bloody Cosmina. I'm sure he'd thank me for that. Good luck measuring up to Chris Wood. Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah, exactly.
He was in Spain a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, he's in Europe. He's floating around. I know. He went to. He was in Italy. I know he was in Italy because he was catching up with Vinny Grella. I know that for a fact because I've seen on Vinny Grella's freaking Instagram that they were having coffee, which Vinny Grella does 20 times a day.
Yeah.
What have we got?
That's the only man that I know of in existence that drinks more coffee in a day than me.
Do you think Arthur Pappas will be the Jets coach? I'm not going there with Pappas. I'm done with it.
Not going there.
I'm done with it. Done. Not happening. I don't, whatever.
We'll know when everybody else knows. We're not privy to that.
Do you think Pappas will definitely be the Jets coach?
And Shane's not exactly going to mutter anything to us.
Or do you think someone else might forget about whether you like Pappas or not? What do you mean?
I don't think it's become a case of whether we like Pappas or not.
What do you mean about Pappas? Who said that? I don't know. I didn't say that I don't like him. Maybe I did say that I don't like him.
You did.
It's not that I don't like him. He is a talented coach who I think is wasted in the A-League for the simple fact that he would have been given a gig by now if given the chance. Right? That's my biggest thing. He's coached MPL sides. He's coached international sides at a youth level, India and stuff like that. He's coached over in India. He's been the assistant in Japan. He's now coaching in Japan, second division or whatever the hell it is.
Got the ass from second division Japan, you mean? He's
still coaching there.
No, he got the ass. He got the ass after like 14 games or something.
What? He's still coaching there as far as I was aware.
Yeah, he's probably moved on to coaching with another club, but he's not the head team coach of said club that he moved away from Ange for. He got the ass. But again, unfortuitous circumstances, that seems... Australian coaches seem to be fucking whipping boys overseas. They're the sort of manager that you bring in when shit's about to hit the fucking fan. And you just need a manager to hold on to a team. Tony Popovich in Turkey is a prime example of that.
Yeah,
as is Tony Popovich in Greece. He is a prime candidate for that.
Yeah, Australia's not good track record over in Greece. I'm surprised the two boys are freaking part of the national...
No, but they're used as whipping boys.
Yeah. Laurie McKinnon to make a coaching comeback at the coach of the Jets. They might want to fucking pay him first. Before you even consider that shit. End of story. Moving on.
They're already going to pay him.
Yeah.
Same with Celtic manager. No,
and
that's different.
Whipping boy.
Mate, Ange won't be a whipping boy.
Mate.
It's not in his style.
Ange cracks the whip.
Yeah, because Timmy Woods is a Celtic lad.
Ange cracks the whip. Don't you worry about that.
And Ange, you'll find, Timmy, that Ange will be a very big surprise package at Celtic.
Yeah. He's not on the receiving end of the whipping boys straight. He's
generally the one on the other end of the whip.
Yeah, I'd be watching.
He doesn't take shit.
Trust me. 3-4 days into the job now. Trust me. There'll be a fucking friggin' A4 page long of friggin' ins and outs. I guarantee you right now.
I'm with you there, Tech.
You'll have it all teed up. What have we got? I'm a Rangers lad. I wish Ange luck, but not too much luck.
I'm the same.
Yeah. I don't really care as long as friggin' Gerrard's not going to be there for much longer anyway. Friggin', we'll see what happens. Go the Rangers. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. There's so much movement. There's so much going on. There's going to be so much going on in the next couple of weeks with everything else. Yeah. The A-League side of things and everything else. I think City got to get rid of a few more players to fit in. Lecky
Boot signed another 3 years.
Mate, I'm telling you now, if they hang on to friggin' Lecky, well, they're going to hang on to Lecky, but if they hang on to Lecky, friggin' Naboot, and friggin' McLaren, mate.
That's danger.
Now, on their game...
Welcome, happy, mad, sad.
Welcome, mate.
Lucas?
Yeah. On their day, when they are playing on their day, not in the boot now.
Not when we played them.
Not in the boot now. Freaking just come back from major injury and shit like that. Looks like he's most likely re-injured himself.
Yeah.
When they are on point, holy shit. I'd be worried for any A-League side of how many goals they'll put past. Did we see Melbourne victory? You know you've had a shit season when friggin' Robbie Cruz picks up a fucking award.
Yeah, picks up the victory medal.
And I'm
I
like,
had a good laugh about that with Terrence.
it wasn't the player of the year, which was, thank Christ. It was some friggin' prestigious award. So I'm guessing...
Yeah, you got the victory medal.
Yeah, it was... Yeah. So whether it was voted by the fans or something, I have no idea. But freaking hell. Like, Jesus Christ. Robbie Cruz, you done nothing. Like, I was gobsmacked because I sat there and going...
Sorry, who?
Because originally, in my head, I'm sitting there going, there's no way he's played double digits in games. And then I found out that he'd actually played 20 games, and I was like, where the hell was he?
Missing?
Really?
Missing for all of them?
Are we counting? Like, did he come on in the 89th minute while I was on the pisser or something? Like, what happened there? I didn't see him. Where was he? Did he put in the back line or something? Fuck.
He played up front as a striker the other day, and I'm like, huh? Are you alright?
Like, yeah, I was just sitting there just...
Bloke can't touch the ball on the wing. What makes you think he's going to get it in the middle?
Bloody hell. And this bloke represented Australia. Fucking shit.
Yeah, not one of our finest moments.
Whew, I tell you what.
He did nothing else. Simon Hill to commentate on Paramount Plus. I welcome that.
Fingers crossed.
Hopefully. I welcome that.
Somewhere. Just somewhere.
And Daniel Garb to get out of Optus Sport and into Paramount Plus.
Yeah, friggin', yeah. It's just somewhere. Coaching somewhere. Yeah, coaching. Commentating somewhere.
Who's going to win the toilet seat? Who cares?
Well,
it'll be a Sydney City final.
Either MacArthur or Adelaide would be great. That would be
either.
That would be great. For me, that would be great. No offense to the mental train yard. I sort of just say that and went, oh wait, we've got a City fan here. Fuck. No, but hopefully one of those sides. For me,
it'll be a Sydney City final. Again.
Freaking ridiculous. What do we got? I hope Sydney. See, for me, Sydney haven't done enough. Hopefully, friggin'. Is it Adelaide? Yeah, Adelaide.
Sydney have flown under the radar all fucking season.
Yeah. I love MacArthur for me, TAB, but.
I wouldn't love MacArthur because then that would make them more successful in their opening season as what Western United were, and I don't think they've played half as well as what Western did in their first season. Personally, they went great at the start, and then they just fucking collapsed.
All I could do, the other week, all I could do, seriously, and this is no shit, was at work. I was sitting on the forklift, waiting for the friggin' prick to open the back doors of the truck, and friggin' I looked at the phone and friggin' seen that bloody friggin' what's his name had left Western. They'd sacked him, or they got rid of him, or
Mark Redan, yeah.
And I'm sitting there going,
Are you all right?
What? Like,
yeah, I did a similar thing. I'm like, why?
In my head, I'm sitting there going, did I miss something?
Like, why?
How is
I'm sitting there going, why?
What's he done to friggin' cop the ass?
Isn't done anything wrong to cop the ass?
That's what I mean. I'm sitting there like, how is that possible? Like, it's the second season in. You freaking nearly made the grand final in the first season. Like, fucking Jesus. As a City fan, I agree with you.
In what capacity there, mental? In what capacity? What point exactly?
I hope Mark Bosnich has signed a Paramount Plus. Fucking God, I hope not.
I fucking hope he hasn't.
Mark Redan is an arrogant.
I hope his hair signed a contract, but he didn't.
Yeah. Boz's hair can go. You know what? Bozza can freaking get the ass, but his hair can get a contract, and then we'll give freaking who the fuck did we have on the other week? The bald-headed fucker.
You need to be a little bit more specific.
The Novocastrian. Fucking
Andy Harper.
We'll sign Harps and Boz's hair. So Harps can wear Boz's hair. So we can still
yeah, I agree. Robbie Slater can stay at Fox.
Robbie Slater.
The other one that they need to sign, we need to sign Tara Rushton.
Yes, we do.
Need to sign Tara Rushton, thank you.
Yes, we do.
And Adam Peacock. Add Adam Peacock. See, it's not the presenters for me
Yeah, Peacock.
that were ever the issue.
Yeah.
It's the commentators that were the issue.
They won't get rid of Peacock. There's no way. Because he just for the simple fact that he's useful. He can commentate the Olympics. He can commentate
in the same way that they won't let go of Brenton Speed.
No. Yes.
Yeah, Peacock is good stuff.
Yeah, no, Peacock's got to go. He's a top lad. If anyone missed that, obviously we've had a few of them on. Now we had Harps on. We've had friggin' Peacock. We've had Simon Hill. We've had friggin' Garby on.
Harper.
Yeah, Harps. Yeah.
Andy Harper.
Yeah, we had Garby on as well. So we've had a few of the boys on. If you've missed any of those, be sure to go check them out. There were a few of them were really good. Garbsy was really good. Adam Peacock was very laid back, which was fantastic.
That's looking ever more likely, Maddie, considering she's just gotten out of her SBS agreement.
Clards Lau. Bosses Weather Reports Aussie coverage. Classic. But yeah, so yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But Simon Hill needs to get a gig somewhere.
I think Simon Hill will. I think that'll be their top priority.
Yeah.
I think that'll be their top priority.
Yeah, they need to do something. Otherwise, he's going back to England for sure.
Yep, he told us that.
He told me. I was going to say he wasn't sure about that. Ben Homer called the NRL today. Oh my god, Jeffy Young, welcome, mate. He's everywhere.
He's a good asset though, Benny Homer.
Yeah, no, he's a good call. He's got that
him as well.
He's got that deep voice. Yeah, forgot old Benny, another Nova Castron. He commentated the friggin' women's game the other day. That was pretty good. I did send him a message the other day privately and friggin' told him that if he could please take that friggin' his profile photo of him and the fucking bloody Central Coast mascot down, as they are friggin' no longer in the league. And they got beat. And if he could kindly start being a Nova Castron again, that'd be muchly appreciated.
Miss Les Murray.
He just sent me a laugh out loud emoji and then changed it, which was quite ironic.
I asked him why he had that profile photo up.
Yeah. We got Miss Les Murray though. Who's that?
Lucy Zelich.
Lucy Zelich. She's a good asset.
Yep.
Knows her shit.
Mm-hmm. She's very thorough.
Would not mind her on the commentary panel. I would take her over Tara on the commentary panel. Tara do the sideline shit.
Yeah.
But Lucy could definitely friggin' take
commentate again.
Yeah, take Boz's job from shit any day of the week. Yes. Ned's sister. Yes. Another Newcastle Jet.
What about Ned then?
1860 Munich. What's SBS? What's the world game anymore? It's not even the world game.
SBS can't compete anymore.
No, they're done, dude.
The government's not funding them to be able to compete.
No.
Which is a shame.
If you ever came back, would you have Craig Foster?
Ooh. What, as a commentator?
I was going to say as a commentator, yeah. Yeah. Halftime entertainment.
As long...
Classic. Fuck Cooper.
As long as if we get Foster back as a commentary, he doesn't spout any of the other stuff and just commentates on the game, then yes. If he opens his mouth about anything that's not to do with said football game that he is commentating, no.
Yeah, I agree.
Save that for all the other platforms.
Absolutely.
Coverage. And it's not because I disagree. I'm fully 100% behind what he's trying to do.
Yep.
It's just not the time or the place for it.
Correct. Absolutely. Anyway, we are going to wrap it up. We have just ticked over the hour and a half friggin' time where it is about that time where we start to ravel on and we get off topic of what the hell we're talking about. So we are going to wrap it up. On that note, Benny's finally joined us back. Yeah, waving away. Not gonna commentate on what's going on. Might have been happening back there. Anyway, guys, we are going to wrap it up. We do thank everybody for jumping in and obviously contributing to the chat. It is muchly appreciated. We do thank you guys for jumping on each and every week, especially most of the guys that have come in that are regulars. The guys that are new, welcome. Thank you for jumping on. Be sure
join us in becoming a new regular.
Exactly. Become a new regular. Subscribe to the channel. It is muchly appreciated. Tick the bell so that way you know exactly when we go live.
Tech.
Absolutely, mate. Yeah, no, cheers. The Metal Train Yard, obviously Victorian, so we're down here in Victoria these days, so hopefully we can get back to some football, NPL, and friggin' shit like that.
10 points if you can notice the logo that's on his jersey that he's wearing.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, that's it, yeah. Over here. Where is it? Over this side. Here it is.
Yeah. You couldn't feel it on your chest? Anyway,
no, I really couldn't.
Jimmy Woods, you fucking champion. Yes, we know. Time zones are trash.
Time zones are trash. I try, absolutely, mate.
I'm assuming he's on his way to work.
Yeah, so do I, Tim. Honestly, I try and get to your shit as well, mate. It's just bullshit. Big shout out to obviously Gabriel Marr, optometrist, right there in the middle. Be sure to go check those guys out at Jesmond if you're local to the Newcastle area. It is muchly appreciated. They do an absolute great job. With obviously ourselves, the glasses we're currently wearing now, blue light lenses to help us with obviously on the computers and screens and shit like that, just to take that friggin' strain off your eyes with us who don't really need glasses, period, but they work, it's fantastic. So be sure to pop in and see those guys. We love their work and we thank them very much for being our major sponsor of the show. It is muchly appreciated. Other than that, be sure to go check out Benno as well, over there at Corner Flag Games, where he does a fair bit of FIFA content every week. And then, yeah, other than that, guys, we will see you same time next week, roughly between 7:30, 8 o'clock on a Monday, where obviously we try and get a special guest on whenever we can. Other than that, we'll be here to talk football as always. Plenty of Euros, more Copa America for all the South American football fans out there, and obviously the A-League finals will be ramping up very close to the end there, so we'll see what happens. But other than that, guys, we'll catch you guys next time on another episode of the Smashing Crossbar Podcast. I'm your host, Josh. Ben, right there to the right of me, and we will catch you guys next time, and as always, damn right we do. Take it easy, guys. We will catch you next time. Ciao.